All right, everybody, welcome back. April 21st edition of the coaches meeting. Got a really big show tonight. You got a special guest here who we'll introduce later. We're going to go over a little bit of the last dance that came up from Michael Jordan, talk about that. Had a big holiday happen in the last couple of days that we'll dive into that's really personal for us. Touch on the parenting corner and do a little booze review. So let's get it going.
You put your effort and concentration into playing to your potential to be the best that you can be. I don't care what the scoreboard says at the end of the game. In my book, we're going to be winners. Okay? All right. Let's go. Let's go. Let me hear it.
All right. Well, I don't know if that gets the juices flowing, but we're okay. So we're back for this edition. We've had a little bit of time off. Big show today, as we said. It's Robbie Schaefer here alongside
Jim Schaefer,
and we got a really big guest here calling in from the other side of Cincinnati. Is another coach, Alfred Krefting.
Hello.
So,
hello, Kevin.
I'll take either or.
Yeah,
Thank you guys.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you guys.
Kevin, what are your thoughts been so far in the first two shows?
It was good. I was glad that I got a shout out in the second episode. However, unfortunate news, Dane Sansabacher is not going on the bachelor party anymore. So very, very sad. I was already prepared with my Dane Sansabacher Bears jersey. Was going to get signed, but he backed out. So RIP.
Well, I guess more fun for the rest of you. So, Dad, we're just going to go around the horn real quick on our booze portion so everybody at home knows what we're drinking. What do you have?
Buttermilk. Or Maker's Mark on the rocks.
Is that a buttermilk?
It could
I've
be.
never-
If my mom's listening, it's buttermilk.
What have you had more in your life, milk or Maker's Mark?
Mm.
We'll get back there.
Probably milk. Milk. Because I used to drink a lot of scotch, too. So, but you always drink a lot of milk. I've had milk this week. I had milk on my Cheerios this morning. No, yesterday.
Better milk than Maker's on the Cheerios. Kevin, what are you having?
Ooh.
I'm having a nice bottle of 2017 Chardonnay. It was a bottle that I found at Jungle Gyms. It was like $6, and it
I
tastes
hate
great.
that place.
Uh-oh.
Why?
I was stuck in there on a rainy Saturday for 3 hours once while the women shopped. All I did is test the beer.
It'll be fun. It'll be
I
fun.
found my spot there at Jungle Gyms. Actually, the thing was started by a couple from Miami, and one of them was a good friend.
Dad, don't eat into your 2 minutes of your time.
I'm using your minutes. Your minutes.
No, that's later in the show. Later in the show, Dad.
Calling in to see what the crazy old man.
We're going to be designating 2 minutes of show for Dad to talk about whatever he wants that's relatable to so many people. So, Dad, I'm just trying to look out for you. So what's new this? Well, actually, before I get into that, I'm having a little Kentucky Mule, little bourbon, little ginger beer.
What kind of bourbon?
Bullet. We went into the liquor store this weekend, and I freaked out. Didn't want to spend too much time there, and everybody's in masks, so I just kind of did a little smash and grab, but made sure I paid on the way out.
I'm going to just call ahead and back up my car.
Well, you had people running errands for you, so you got that going.
I did. I got a care package yesterday.
You don't tip them well enough.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of tipping, we'll talk later in the show about no tip and Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, well, before you get to
Exactly.
Yeah, no, we give people chocolate chip cookies and beers when they play golf. That's my tip.
So, all right, it's been about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks since we last got together. What's new with everybody?
I played a round of golf this week. First time I got out of the house in 6 weeks.
Did you finish the round in under 5 hours?
Oh, yeah, we played in 3.5. We had 4 people with carts. Everybody had their own carts.
Oh, well.
It should have been 3 hours. But the course was
What?
jammed. What?
What did you shoot? Yeah.
Quail, squirrel. No, I had a 99.
Any lost
That's-
balls?
52.47. What? One. Only
No.
one.
Oh,
and I
boy.
found a Pro V1, so I was ahead.
Or were you even? Oh, because
No,
it
the
was the
Pro
Pro
V1's a
V1.
better ball. Than I was
Got it.
Did anybody
playing
get
my 3 balls?
Did anybody get their stimulus checks?
Not I.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, Kevin, you got it, huh?
It was two
Uh-oh.
improvements. We got new that are great. We got new patio furniture, which are great for the. Then what else do we do with it? I think that was pretty much about it. I think the rest of it we're just kind of. But I guess part of it went to Chipotle. We got some big old bowls tonight, so that was. How about you?
Did you get
Yeah.
one?
No, not yet, but
Man, you make way too much money.
that's nice of you to say. But the whole part of Donald Trump, the president, wanting his signature on it, I don't care the ego move. But have you guys, his signature, for him wanting that on every check, his signature is just a bunch of up and down squiggly marks that's like a 5-year-old could do. That's just the most ridiculous signature I've
Have
seen.
you seen your own
Where's the
signature?
T? Where's the T in
Trump's
his signature?
defense, and Trump's defense, though, that's literally every signature or just scribbles. Like no one can actually read unless you like make out like, 1 or 2 letters, and then by blah blah blah. Then you'd be like, oh yeah, well that makes sense. Like if you
Kevin,
have signature
have you-
point,
Kevin, have you seen
is
Robbie's
that way.
signature?
There's
Kevin,
an
have you
R, a
seen
J, and an
Robbie's
S.
Unfortunately, I did not gotten
Kev-
Robbie's on it. I'm waiting for him to go big so that I can ask him.
Well, there you
Whatever
go.
that means.
And at what point are we thinking about cutting our own hair?
Mom's gonna do me this weekend.
Dad, we're talking about
Oh,
hair.
come on.
She's gonna do my haircut. She's gonna do my haircut.
Dad, this is,
Got it.
it's not total
Oh,
PG, but
TMI.
it happened
Tell
at
you
least
what.
3.
You're at the stage of that pregnancy. The wind blows. You get excited.
Hey, I was taking cold showers all of Lent. Kelsey, my wife's actually she's on a 2-hour plus breastfeeding call right now at the hospital on latching. So this podcast really saved me out of that one.
On latching? You mean lactating?
All the above. There's a lactician.
Oh my god.
It's a Zoom call.
Wait.
It's a Zoom call, and I asked if
Are there
I
pictures?
that's what she goes. Do you want to be on it? And I was like, well,
No.
are they doing demonstrations? She said no, and I said, all right, hard pass. I think I'll do the podcast then.
Now we're in trouble. Can you probably have to edit this one out.
No, this is fine. Kevin, I'm gonna remove you real quick and have you call back in because you're a bit choppy to start. We're gonna try to get a better connection. So I'm gonna drop you out and call you right back. Well,
All right.
I will call you back in a second.
Okay.
We need to get him to Skyped in.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're doing our best here. He had it fine earlier. We're getting it back going here, folks. Thanks for bearing with us. Kevin, get back on this. And all right, so we're doing that. All right. Anything else new? I was thinking on mustaches because I'm getting compliments now on mustaches, but that I have, but
From strangers?
yeah, well, the neighbors, but I think it more terrifies the young children in the neighborhood. So I don't know. Having a young one come up soon, probably have to lose it. But, Dad.
You can sub in a caterpillar.
Oh, well, that's fine if we want to do that. All right. So very special holiday. Some in the last couple of days. We missed it by a day or two. The Sunday, very special holiday, 419 day for Toledo.
Wow.
So given Toledo and Dad as you as town historian, Kevin, you back with us? He's getting there.
Don't jump, Kevin. You're fine.
We're working on it. Dad, Toledo, 419 day. Here's your 2-minute rant on things Toledo. Go.
I have the Toledo Blade from Sunday here, and they ranked the top 10 basketball players in Toledo history. They had to have played for Toledo High School, but it was based on more than their high school career. And I played against 4 of these guys. And they go in order: Jimmy Jackson, Dennis Hobson, Ohio State. Both of those played at Ohio State. Calvin Ramsey played at Ohio State. He was first-team All-American. Number 4 was Butch Comives. He played at Bowling Green. He was the leading scorer in the NCAA his senior year.
1 minute left.
Steve Mix, University of Toledo from Rogers High School, was All-American. Truman Clater, my age, I played against him from Scott, and he started at Kentucky in the national championship team. Terry Crosby played with Grunfield and King at Tennessee, played for the Vilbas, phenomenal athlete. Donald Collins, Pac-8 Player of the Year. He was 1976 from Scott. William Buford, who you saw, 08. And then the last one was Todd Mitchell from St. Francis. Now, a few points here. Wardell Jackson was the first guy from Macomb to go to Ohio State, not according to the article. The other thing that bugs me in here is Mark Loving is way down past Nigel Hayes, even though Mark Loving was 2-time track player of the year, 2-time Mr. Basketball in Ohio, first-team All-State twice. But Nigel Hayes arguably had a better career at Wisconsin than Mark had at Ohio State. Anyway, that was this news from Sunday. That shouldn't count toward my 2 minutes. And I need 5 minutes. But anyway, we'll do that next time.
You did it great. You did 2 minutes. You probably got 10 seconds left if you want it.
Oh, and then there was Jim Schaefer, was not on this list. But he played in 75 for St. John's and John Carroll University for 1 year. And not much.
So what was your defining high school moment that you had, or your defining basketball moment?
In high school?
Yeah.
We beat Central in overtime and probably had my best game. I had like 7 steals and 15 points and 6-7 rebounds. But the other one is I held Calvin Ramsey, first-team All-American in Ohio State, to 6 points in my final high school game. I had 8 points and 8 rebounds.
What did he score on the other guys?
No, that's his total for the game.
Oh, wow. How about that? And you yourself had a quadruple single?
Yeah, there you go. Quadruple single, you little varmint.
Well,
and then my other exciting moments were coaching. But I did have a great game at John Carroll against somebody. I forget what I had. I had like 14 in the first half, and everything was falling. And I had 3 steals for layups. And I was a quick guy when I wasn't 50 pounds overweight.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, I got to say that I went out on a high note on my last high school basketball game in Toledo that had a nice 20-point first half, and as you remember, at the pit at St. Francis, and then was held to 2 points in the second half. So
I knew you had 20-some in the game.
Yeah, it was the most I ever scored, and it was the last. So, Kevin, you're a better athlete than both of us. Tell us your best story.
So my best high school claim to fame story was probably, so there was a linebacker for Texas that is now playing for the Arizona Cardinals. And
Bill Romanowski?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No, so Jordan Hicks, he was a all-state football player, all-state basketball player for Lakota West, which is a little bit north of downtown Cincinnati. And I would probably say I've gotten better at basketball than I was in high school, post high school. So when I was a sophomore, he just towered over everybody, just strong.
What high school, Kevin? What high school are you at?
Indian Hill. So it's a small.
Oh, that's
Division
right.
3. Yeah, small Division III where all the fairy boys go to, and all the.
Wait! I had 8 cousins go there. Stop it.
Well,
I
don't know about your cousins.
Two of them have concealed carry permits, so be careful.
That doesn't faze me.
Kevin, so what happened?
So I blocked him, but that's all. There was nothing really but that cool. It was just I blocked him, and everybody knew who he was, and I was a lot skinnier back then. Didn't really love meat and cheese as much back then. So
well, that's when you probably went from Lil Kevin before that game to just Kev Dog after, right?
Yeah,
you'd walk the
kind of
halls.
like from Mike to Michael.
That is perfect.
Kind of like when Mike went to Michael in the '83 championship game.
And that, Kevin, is a great segue into our next topic.
You're welcome.
The Michael Jordan Last Dance documentary reactions.
Yeah.
Dad, did you get a chance to watch it?
I did.
Kevin, what were your thoughts?
So I have a few thoughts about with people growing up from Toledo. So like, Jim, may I call you Jim?
Yeah, please do.
All right. Are you a Pistons fan if you were to root for any NBA team?
Well, we're kind of caught in no man's land between Detroit and Cleveland. So I like the teams based. I like those Pistons teams that played against the Bulls and eventually won 2 NBA championships back then. So
yeah. So like
the Cavs were terrible for a long time.
So like the one thing that like I find amazing about this documentary is that like everyone loved Jordan. Like there was no one that absolutely like hated him other than what I would assume Piston fans. But
yeah,
like, it is.
Yeah, we didn't like him. There were the Jordan rules. You ever read that?
Exactly. Yeah. But like
he didn't get a layup. You hit him.
Yeah. But I mean, he would go to the free throw line and make 2 out of 2 every time. So you might as well. But 100%. What I thought the documentary was so good at was, well, just highlighting the fact of like how respected he was by everybody else. And so I'm pumped for the next 8.
Well, I like when Jackson deferred to Jordan, and he was trying when Pippen wanted his vacation. Oh my God! And Jordan goes, "Anybody needs a vacation, be me." And he was dropping F-bombs left and right that they bleeped out. Well, he's drinking a lot of scotch there.
They only bleeped it out on ESPN too. If you're watching on ESPN, they were dropping full F-bombs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, next Sunday, watch it on ESPN regular. I was kind of shocked when I'm watching it, and then you hear, because Scottie Pippen says, he's like, I ain't gonna let him fuck up my summer.
Exactly. Great line.
I mean, line of the summer, right? He was Shaq before Shaq. But did you see Scottie Pippen's wife put an Instagram or Twitter post out there earlier this week that said, "Oh, don't worry." And she posted like the Scotty's picture on a list that says the highest paid NBA athletes ever. And Scotty's number 30, because they said in his career earnings, he ended up making more than Michael Jordan. But she basically posted that he made over $100 million, so he's fine. And she's also
she also stepped out on him for a rapper, I think. I think it was Future.
Allegedly.
Oh, allegedly. Shout out to Jim Code.
We don't want any libel suits here.
Well, the other thing we talked about, and Kevin brought this to my attention, that with Michael Jordan's creative say in the movie Space Jam, do we think that the coach of the Monstars, the little guy, was based on Jerry Krause?
100%.
Dad, you're going to have to go Google on that one. But
I saw a reference to that today. But these guys weren't business geniuses. He put that team together. They just didn't like him.
How does a baseball scout say to an owner of an organization, goes, I think I want to be the GM? And he goes,
well, that's the Reisendorfs, though. So, like, I mean, again, I was too young, but I always hear about my dad talking about the Reisendorfs for when they bought the Bulls and
lost you there.
The White Sox.
What'd you say? Your dad was talking about what?
So when I was younger, but my dad would always talk about how cheap the Reisendorfs were. So the owners of the Bulls and the White Sox, and how they would do anything possible to just scoot by, but just make it as cheap as possible. So like,
the White Sox.
The fact that they, So, but the fact that they brought in a White Sox scout that they could probably pay bottom dollar to do for that job, but they're like, I don't care.
The other thing I thought was odd, Dad, your take on this, when they're interviewing Michael Jordan's mom, and she keeps referring to Michael's dad as, Mr. Jordan, Mr. What's that about? Is that an old formality thing as our resident?
No, it's just kind of quirky for them.
Baby boomer?
Although, Pat Flynn refers to, never mind, a person I know people that refer to their wives as, like my wife, if I refer to her as Mrs. Schaefer, like I'm afraid of her. But I'm not. I like her. Wait, I might be afraid of her if she hears this. No. What are you saying, Rob? I can't hear you. You're cut out. You're not. You're not making any sense. Did your microphone come loose?
I can hear you.
There
loud
it
and
is.
clear. Nope. That's me, Kevin.
I can't hear you, Rob. Speak up. What kind of technology is this?
But I think the one thing that I found, or another thing that I found interesting about the documentary, was the fact that, I mean, how Michael Jordan was saying how Scottie Pippen was so selfish, which in Scottie